Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Villain Show, whereby we'll be talking more about Chelsea related news and even football content if there's any time available. I'm your host, Valen, and today we shall be going into the most recent Chelsea news that have uncovered in the last few hours. So let's have a look. All right, so Chelsea have been tracking Ronald Araujo from Barcelona, who could leave this summer. Personally, I like Araujo. I feel that he got the similar vibes to a Rudiger when he was at Chelsea. He needed that manager to implement his beliefs in him and take him to the next level. This season, we have seen Araujo develop in terms of his ball playing abilities right here. He is able to play right back as well. He's able to dictate from deep. He started playing right back because Jules Koundé started struggling and didn't really like playing in that position. But after the whole season as it had unfolded, Barcelona decided that it's time to get Ronald Araujo out of the club because he's one of their most profitable assets they can get out of any of the players right now that they are keen on selling. They're not going to sell your Pedris, they're not going to sell your Yamals, they're not selling Kubasi. And that's also another reason why they think Araujo could leave because they think that Paul Kubasi is the better option to keep. So if you ask me what my opinion about this, I think the club is giving out more breeze right here to try and get the fans excited after seeing the likes of Enzo Maresca coming to the club. I understand that there will not be a lot of fans happy with his appointment. I get it, inexperienced, a guy that is just getting the job because he's Pep's disciple. It is what it is. I mean, look, I already mentioned in my previous live stream that I'm gonna back him and support him regardless. And yeah, that's it. So for this news about Ronald Araujo, I think it's just more brief, more PR stunts coming out. We have seen the day before about Tosin, the full ex Fulham going to be ex Fulham centre back, leaving the club, and now we see Ronald Araujo's name being linked. So these are kind of briefs showing that Chelsea are looking for a right-sided centre back who is tall, big, powerful, and kind of good in the ball playing ability. Both Tosin and now Araujo are being linked. Personally, I don't think we're going to go for Ronald Araujo because Barcelona will demand at least minimum 60 million, 60, 70 million for him. And that is coming out cheap. You never know. With Barcelona, they might be demanding things up to 80 million, which is personally, I don't think it's worth the money and we could use the money for somewhere else. But it shows that Chelsea are looking for a centre back this summer with the likes of Tosin coming out, Araujo, and we can start seeing the attributes of what they are necessarily looking at: a tall, a big, a powerful, fast centre back. So this could be indicators that Enzo Maresca is going to probably want to play with a higher line so that we have the pace to cover back and track back in time. So yeah, after that, for me, personally, I think we shouldn't even need to target a centre back like that because Trevor Chalobah, I think, is good enough to play that role, especially when you have Wesley Fofana coming back in. I think it's all right. We don't need to spend the money on players like Araujo. I mean, Tosin is all right. You can get him in as a free signing, but that's if we get him as a free signing. If we don't, I don't think it's something to cry on because Trevor Chalobah is good enough. But look, I already kind of accepted the fact that he's probably leaving the club, and so Chelsea are trying to look for a guy that can fill in his replacement. I don't know if he's looking to replace Trevor or looking to replace Silva. Or maybe they look at Fofana as the guy to replace Silva and someone else coming to replace Trevor. I mean, it's okay about that. So yeah, Ronald Araujo, I think is a interesting signing, but I don't think we are getting him. It's just more briefs to put it out to the fan base to make them feel excited about the summer, despite having appointed, which I think have appointed Enzo Maresca. Well, at least it shows that they're kind of backing the manager to a certain extent. So now moving up, Cesc Fabregas will not be joining Chelsea. Ah, he's deemed too early for the head coach role, and he does not want to leave Como for an assistant role at Chelsea. I mean, I don't blame him. Look, he's doing magical things at Como. He's the assistant manager there, but I think he's more like a proxy. You get me. He's like title. He's the assistant manager, but in terms of being the head coach, that would be him. I think he's working alongside one more guy. I think that's the guy that got the head coach title, but I think Fabregas is the one that is doing most of the job of a head coach because he still doesn't have his coaching license and he's trying to get them while assisting at Como. Like I said, I wish him all the best. I hope he succeeds and hope he does well and clearly at Como. Do really well, let's say maybe avoid relegation for this season, maybe a 15, 16 place. I would be very impressed and then you can build on from there. I can see the likes of our youngsters, as I mentioned earlier videos, that they could be going to Como to help Cesc. You never know. I think that would be a fun place to see. Let's say Como is a club that I'll be looking at Strasbourg as well. Yeah, I mean, it'll be fun to see, and I hope Fabregas does well because I personally like to see him back at Chelsea to a certain extent to help the club. And I wouldn't mind seeing him as our manager. He's intelligent. He's worked with the likes of Arsene Wenger, Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola. Who else is there that he worked with? Antonio Conte, even Maurizio Sarri. The names are there. I think he will do a very good job as a manager. I hope he does well. I would like to see him back in the Chelsea dugout soon. So now look at more news. Kyle Walker saying that Reece James is the best right back. Of course, we know how good Reece James is. When he's fit, this brother is the best right back in the world. Not even in the league, and he's hands down the best in the world. He has everything. He has pace, he has power, he has technical ability. He can dribble, he can shoot, he can assist. He can make large ditch tackles. He can dictate play from deep. He is that damn good. So it's not really a secret that somebody like Kyle Walker rates Reece James. I just hope Chelsea gets him fit and make sure they maintain his fitness this coming season. I mean, look, we were gonna get Malo Gusto there, so it's not too bad. But personally, I like to see Reece James, a fully fit Reece James for the entire season and let him cook. Because he's not going to the Euros. He's gonna miss the first 2 games of the season because of his red card that he picked up. So when he comes back, I expect nothing more than hitting the ground running. Yeah, that's it. We mentioned about Jorgensen yesterday, and yeah, so okay, moving on. Enzo Maresca is forming an 8-man backroom staff with a further 2 appointments possible. Maresca asks for goalkeeper coach Ben Roberts to join him. Bernardo Cueva will join the staff to provide an elite, keyword there, elite coaching model. Chelsea have also appointed developmental coach Roberto Vitalio. The key buzzwords right there, elite coaching model. When you look at the coaching model, okay, look, Enzo Maresca, he just started his coaching team 1 season ago. I don't think it's necessarily to say they're elite right away. I mean, look, we're gonna have Big Willie back, Willie Caballero back. We're gonna have the likes of Danny Walker, some more people coming in. But the fact that Maresca asked for Ben Roberts to join, I don't think he asked for it. It's more like the club told him that Ben Roberts is our goalkeeper. You're gonna use him because Willie Caballero can deputize as a goalkeeping coach as well. He's experienced enough. He's worked at Chelsea. He knows. He's even worked with Pep. He knows the style of play, what he needs. It's nothing more what briefs being pushed out to the media. Yeah, Bernardo Cueva will join the provide an elite coaching model. I don't think Enzo Maresca has much of a say because Chelsea already appointed this guy from Brentford. Like when Pochettino was here, and Pochettino was coming out saying that he didn't need a set piece coach, which was BS right there. So yeah, I don't think much about this. I think it's more Breeze trying to hype the fans up, saying that this elite coaching model is going to do well. Look, they're still at the infancy. We never know. Maybe in 3, 4, 5 years down the road, then we'll be like, oh yeah, this is proper good. This is a world-class coaching team right there. Example. I mean, it's all like it is what it is. And here you go, the Breeze that will probably get the fans on the side even more. Tyreek George, Keanu Dyer, Ish Samuel Smith, and Josh Akimpom are going to join Chelsea for preseason tour. Oh, okay. The Cobham boys are coming. Oh, great. We're going to have Enzo Maresca look at them and try to play them. I say, look, these players are, personally, I think they're quality youngsters. Tyreek George, a good winger. Keanu Dyer, a very good number 6. He can play the 8 as well. Isham Smith, a very good left back that we signed from Brighton, if I'm not wrong, or from Everton. Yeah, and Josh Akimpom, a decent right back as well. But I don't know if we'll have enough time to see the likes of Akimpom play. Maybe Isham Smith we could, because Kukurea would be going to the Euros. So that means we probably have Chilwell still with us, and probably gives time for Isham Smith to be playing a few couple games. Josh Akimpom, I doubt that he will get minutes because of the likes of Rhys James and Malo Gusto still being in the Chelsea squad, unless they're going to play Akimpom as a centre back, which he has kind of done in preseason, as in the under 21s. He's done that as well. So we could see Tyreek George is a guy that probably the fans are going to be most excited with. Personally, I think I think I'm most excited with Keanu Dyer. I'm always a fan of those technical midfielders, the likes of your Iniesta, your Xavis, your Busquets, Keanu Dyer. A lot of people were mentioning how Keanu Dyer resembles the likes of Iniesta or even Verratti. I mean, look, I play Football Manager, so I kind of know these guys. And I'm out of all of them, I'm pretty excited to see Keanu Dyer the most. But it's up to whether Enzo Maresca is going to give them time to play. I'm pretty certain likes of Dyer will get chances because Enzo might be going on to the Olympic team after Copa America, which is mad. He's gonna be I hope Enzo's injury doesn't affect him. That's all I can say. So we'll have Tyreek George. I'm pretty certain we will get minutes to see him because of Modric, Sterling, Madueke. Maybe Sterling and Madueke might be leaving, might not. You never know. It's all up in the air right now, but Chelsea will most likely look to offload Chalobah, Gallagher, Sterling, and maybe Chilwell. So yeah, but let's just come back to this whole thing again. This PR briefs coming out right now is just to entice the fans, to make them happy, to see that, oh yes, we got more youngsters coming up from Cobham to try and appease them. But I think these players will end up being pure profit for us, except Samuel Smith, because we had to pay a small fee from him from Everton. But overall, all four of them will most likely be seen as pure profit players. But notice how the likes of Alfie Gilchrist has not been mentioned. I don't know if he's permanently seen as now a first team player or not. We have yet to see. Maybe when Enzo comes in, he's gonna demote Alfie or send him out on loan. We could wait and see. And let's not forget the likes of Andre Santos, Mari Hutchinson, Angelo Gabriel, Diego Moreira would be given time to train under him, and he would assess the situation and see whether or not they can come for preseason. Yeah. And now the most recent news out there is understood in Marbella talks. Maresca liked Petrovic, however, he still wants a goalkeeper that is more of a sweeper keeper that can play from the ball like your Edersons, like your Stefan Ortegas, those things. So this is pretty interesting to see the likes of Valencia's keeper, the Georgian young keeper, Georgi Mamadashvili, being linked, because I don't necessarily see him as a sweeper keeper. I see him more built in the line of like a Thibaut Courtois or Donnarumma. I don't see him necessarily being the best when it comes to playing the ball out of your feet. I don't see much difference between him and Robert Sanchez. But look, the briefs are coming out now. We have Georgi Mamadashvili, Philip Jorgensen, who I think is still a bit inexperienced to be coming to Chelsea right now. But it's obviously up to the club and Joe Shields and Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart to do the necessary due diligence and see who's best suited for the club. And then we have Diogo Costa as well that's coming out. So far, we now know that the club desperately wants a new goalkeeper and desperately wants a centre back. So these two are the striker wise. We have not seen anything because the likes of Victor Gyökeres has been injured, just been injured. Osimhen has been injured. Šeško is probably the guy that we might end up with. I think personally, I don't think he's ready for us. But look, it's up to the club of what they want to do. And then we are looking for more left backs and everything else. So yeah, for me, I'm just more curious to see what's gonna happen, who's gonna come in, who's gonna go. I'm interested to see if we sell Ben Chilwell, who becomes our vice captain. Personally, I think it has to be Enzo Fernandez. But it wouldn't surprise me if somebody comes in and be like, oh, we need our vice captain to speak English. I mean, look, the potentiality of losing Sterling, Chilwell, Gallagher, Chalobah alone. It shows that the owners are scared of that. Might be scared of the fear of saying, "Oh, our captain is captain because he speaks the language," which is no. I don't think that's how it should be. I think Enzo Fernandez and Reece James. If Reece James stays fit, yes, it's good. But Enzo Fernandez should be the main guy. It's like we are giving him our complete trust, saying you are the guy that we are building a team around. We want you to lead the team. I think Enzo can do that. He has gotten certain leadership tutelages from, I hope, from Thiago Silva before he left. He's obviously played under the likes of Leo Messi, Angel Di Maria, the Argentinian boys who they are more senior, more experienced. They would have talked to him, spoken to him about how he should behave, given him the mindset, the ideology of how he should act as a top quality player and how he should lead the team. Because look, the likes of Kendry Paez is going to come soon, Esteban Villan is going to come soon. They will need guys that they can look up to. And I hope Enzo would be the guy that they look at. Even Moises Caicedo as well, they'll be looking at players. So it's going to be interesting because if let's say we do lose Reece James again for the whole season, God forbid, I don't know if the club is going to appoint an English speaking vice captain or is going to appoint a vice captain that we think should be. I guess it's probably going to be Enzo, but in terms of seniority wise and age, you would assume maybe a Sterling or a Christopher and Nkunku might get the vice captaincy. But for me, is that I mean I don't really mind, and I think at the end of the day, I just want Chelsea to win and play good football and become like the top team that they once were. So if it is what it is, I mean, I just hope that happens. Whether or not the club does it, like I say, we have to give Enzo Maresca time. There are people still going around saying that the De Zerbi is an option. There will be a last twist in the third tail. I don't think so. I think it's too concrete, too settled already. The names of Enzo Maresca's board backroom staffs are coming out as well. So yeah, I don't think there's any more twists and turns left in the table. We're getting Enzo Maresca, Roberto De Zerbi is going to Manchester United. I mean, look, I just hope Enzo Maresca turns out to be a diamond hidden in the roughs and actually blows everyone's minds. People, a lot of them are saying that he's a very good coach. I don't disagree with that because we have seen that Pep kind of develops managers now. Not only does he develop players, he develops managers as well, being able to coach them and kind of nurture them in a way like you see Vincent Company going to a club like Bayern Munich. Can you imagine Musiala, Leroy Sané, Harry Kane, Serge Gnabry, Joshua Kimmich, who else is there? Upamecano, Neuer, Muller, those kind of guys. I think Company will go there. He will settle the club. I think they will play good football. I think they might be I think Bayern Munich will challenge for top two. I don't know if they'll win because look, Dortmund will be coming back. We will have the likes of Leverkusen under Xabi Alonso. We need to see if they manage to keep their players to see if they can continue their run as well because they are currently undefeated in the Bundesliga. Yes, they lost their game against Atalanta, but they are still undefeated in the Bundesliga. If they manage to keep majority of their players, I think it's not too surprising to see them take a step up. But it's gonna be really interesting to see. I think Company is gonna do a very good job at Bayern Munich. He's gonna get them playing good football. And yeah, that's it. And I think like, Vincent Company will be the guy to start asking the likes of Neuer and Co to be like, yo, why don't you guys come in? Neuer, Muller to come in and help coach the team as well. It might even surprise you. I could see somewhere like Gundogan getting opportunity to come back to Bundesliga as well because former teammates is easy, and Company will go into Manchester City to bring players in. Look, we all know that Ederson will most likely be leaving this season. There's a very strong inclination to it. Manuel Neuer is getting on with age. It wouldn't surprise me if Vincent Company were to call Pep and say, "Can I get Ederson?" It wouldn't. It would really genuinely wouldn't. And I think I could see that move happening really very soon. It's something that is not so surprising. Obviously, Sane will be there. Vincent Company has worked with him as well. I don't see Vincent Company having much issues with him. I think the likes of Kimmich will be good as well. Yeah, I don't think a lot of fans might be saying that Company, like, why are you hiring a guy that got relegated with Burnley? But Company, I think he will exceed expectations. Will he win the league, a cup, a Champions League? I don't know. But this is the stage where I think Bayern Munich fans should look at as a rebuilding phase right now. And I don't think they should set Company. Company is pretty good at. In fact, if you ask me, if I had to choose between Company and Maresca, I would go with Vincent Company just because of he's having the more recent player experience, playing style, playing experience, being the ex-captain of a very good Manchester City team, having directly been under the coaches of Pep Guardiola, your Mikel Arteta, even your no, I don't think Enzo Maresca was there, but yeah, you get the gist. Yeah, I think it will be very fun to watch. I think I will be looking forward to them. So yeah, but coming this preseason, there are a few teams that I will be watching them. I mean, look, preseason we all know is not necessarily the best indicator of how the form translate over towards the league and the season and for Champions League runs or FA Cup runs. But it's still good to see inclinations of what teams are trying to do. So for me, I will be very interested watching the likes of Kieran McKenna's Ipswich. Obviously, there is Chelsea as well, but I mean, it is why it is Chelsea. I will just support Enzo Maresca blindly, in fact. So then we'll have the likes of Arsenal. How hungry are the players going to this preseason? Manchester United will be the fourth one, especially in seeing how they performed extremely horrendously last preseason. Will they want to step it up? I think they will. Arne Slot with Liverpool, that'll be fun to watch as well. You never know. Yeah. And I think the likes of your Aston Villas, your Bournemouth with Iraola, I think that would be fun. That would generally be fun clubs to watch. Even Crystal Palace and Oliver Glasner, I think that would be. But teams that I think that might struggle would be your Leicester Cities. I mean, look, Leicester, I think will struggle. Who else is there that's coming out? Southampton, Russell Martins. I don't think his style of football will be able to be replicated in the Premier League, especially with a team like Southampton right now. So yeah, Everton is another interesting shout because they have to sell players again. If not, they risk FFP. Same with Nottingham Forest. Let's see what they do. Are they going to go on a financial? Are they going to be going selling mass exodus, or are they going to be signing crazy amounts of players like what Nottingham Forest did the season prior? We never know. That would be interesting to watch. And then after that, we'll obviously Manchester City. They will be going in with a strong rebuild this summer. They're not going to mess about with the last transfer window that they had. Last summer transfer window, which was kind of crap. The only quality player they probably brought in was Gvardiol at that time. Look, I like Mateo Kovacic, but I don't think he set the world like at Manchester City. So yeah, only Gvardiol was probably the best signing they brought in. Like I don't rate Doku, I don't rate Matthias Nunes. I think Kovacic is getting on with age. So yeah. So we don't know. They need a new number 10 to replace the likes of Kevin De Bruyne because I think now he's becoming a passenger. He's not really helping Pep's system, and with him and Erling Haaland, it's like the team has to do extra shifts now because both of them don't really like to press and run as much. Like whenever they win the ball, is pass to KDB, KDB finds Haaland, and that's a goal. But I don't think this system will work, and Pep always knows, and he's always one step ahead of us. So I think he would know that and tries to change the system, tries to get new players in. I think he needs a new winger. He needs probably a number 10. He needs probably a new fullback because Kyle Walker's coming. Oh, the winger Savio is coming in. I think Savio's going to cook. If you're going to see the likes of maybe Yankuto coming back, I think Kyle Walker's time has come. Is really coming to an end. I think this is his final season at Manchester City. And then after that, they're saying bye to him because I don't think he's good enough anymore to play at the top level. Unless Pep Guardiola is saying, no, let's stay with Kyle Walker this season and him and I will leave at the same time. I mean, whatever is John Stones might be leaving, he's also not so happy with his game time. Jack Grealish is a guy that I can see potentially leaving now and going back to Aston Villa. I mean, that's his boyhood club after all, and now they got Champions League football. It's nothing. It kind of entices him. Look at the midfield, kind of good. They are the ones that are pretty robust, do the running for him. He's able to get the ball and does his magic. Unai Emery is a good manager. He just got a 5-year contract. It wouldn't surprise me if the likes of Jack Grealish goes back there to help the team and play. I say, yeah, that's pretty cool. I can see that happening. Arsenal, are they gonna strengthen wisely this time? Are they gonna blindly think that the signings they make are good signings, which I don't think it was? Declan Rice, they thought that he was the sitting six, but then now when it came to the end of the season, they are like, no, he's a number 8 that goes forward. I don't rate Declan Rice as high as Moises Caicedo because Moises Caicedo is good on and off the ball. Declan Rice is good off the ball. On the ball, he's not. I mean, I don't rate him that much, that highly. So yeah, and watching England, if imagine if they're gonna play a Rice and Bellingham pivot, they're gonna get ran rugged. This coming Euros, England's team is not gonna be very good, especially in the midfield. They have to play through the wings. They have to play through the wings because their midfield alone, their pivot is not good enough. When it comes to the big teams like your France, even Portugal, Spain would be an issue for them as well. Italy, Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice ain't good on the ball. They are good off the ball, but that's why I think I don't rate. So Arsenal needs to think. Cause look, Thomas Partey is leaving. That's one. They probably need a new striker. Jesus is not good enough. They probably need a left back because yeah, what's his name? Oh yeah, the Zinchenko isn't good enough. I think they have outgrown them. They should ship them out, and they probably need a proper right winger that can actually beat their man 1-on-1 and give Saka like rest or something. I mean, look, I think Saka's best role is actually as an 8. But look, I'm a Chelsea fan, and Arsenal fans will come in and be saying that, oh, I don't know anything. But sure, for me as a winger, the first thing that comes to my mind is, can you beat your man? Saka can't do that, and he's not the best when it comes to do that. So I don't think that Saka. If you ask me, I don't think Saka's best position is right now at playing right wing. I think he should be that role which Foden is currently playing. I think he's very good at keeping the ball, but I don't necessarily see him going out wide to try and beat his man. I think if Arsenal keep Trossard, that's a very good option. Martinelli maybe be shipped out to on loan to maybe Unai Emery. It wouldn't surprise me if let's say they can't get Grealish. I can see Unai calling Martinez, say, come on loan with us. And that was the coach that actually got the best out of Martinelli so far, in my opinion. So yeah. So what else is there? Manchester United, obviously, they're gonna appoint Roberto De Zerbi, which breaks my heart. And then they're gonna lose the likes of Casemiro. They're gonna lose who else is there? They already lost Varane. Anthony Martial's leaving. They're looking to sign the likes of Jared Brantwaite from Everton, which I mean, personally, I don't see a need for it because they are really okay with a starting left-sided centre back in Martinez. But I think they need a right-sided centre back more, but it's up to them. Look, Manchester United current ownership under Ineos, they are working very smart, very quiet, very secretive. Nobody knows it, and until the last minute, that's when the news will be dropped. Nobody knew that Dan Ashworth was going to be the director. Everyone was saying the likes of the ex PSG guy Blanc. They were saying so many other names, and then out of nowhere, Dan Ashworth's names come out. Omar Barada was another guy that nobody knew. Salih Bang, they got him as well. So I think this derby will be announced soon. I think Ten Hag will get sacked by the Champions after the Champions League, and then after the Euros, that's when they'll formally announce that it's going to be Roberto De Zerbi. Look, Manchester United are not in a rush to appoint a manager. Yeah, that's it. It'll be fun to see how they do their rebuild because I think Olise is Manchester United, but I don't think Chelsea's going to get him. Look, I genuinely thought that we'll end up with him and De Zerbi, but it seems like we're getting Maresca. I mean, I will support Maresca. I'll support whoever we bring in, but hopefully it's good players. I mean, Joe Shield so far has been having pretty good hits with his decision, so we shall see. I mean, it was him that also voiced out the likes of Kendry Paez and with Esteban Willian, so Let's have a look and see. Liverpool's gonna be a good, interesting topic because Arne Slot is coming in. I don't think that Dutch managers do well in the Premier League. I mean, okay, Eric Ten Hag won 2 trophies, but they were the FA Cups and stuff. I don't think that Arne Slot would be the guy. I see him probably having good cup run, maybe, or maybe winning a cup. But I think they would struggle in the league because watching his style of play live, because in Singapore they shows the Dutch games live, like Feyenoord. I wasn't really impressed with his style of play, not gonna lie. And they are looking for a left-footed defender right now, it seems. So Van Dijk's days might be up soon. They obviously need a left back with the likes of Simikas potentially leaving, Andy Robertson getting on with age. How are you gonna utilize Trent? You probably need you're gonna play Konate there, you have Gomez. There's gonna be a lot of issues. And the midfield, I don't know whether it's gonna work for them. Because you got Endo who is already getting on with age, you got McAllister there, you got the likes of Harvey Elliott that can play there as well, Gakpo. Maybe out of everybody, the likes of Gakpo will have the most success. I don't know because Dutch and Dutch connections. That's it. Darwin Nunes, obviously another guy that potentially could be leaving after deleting his socials of Liverpool. Luis Diaz, a guy that's Barcelona bound. You never know. So yeah, I think Liverpool will have a big loss this summer. I think they're gonna lose somebody big, maybe Darwin Nunes, maybe Luis Diaz. Even Mo Salah could be a guy that probably leaves, but I think Salah stays because now Klopp has gone. And then the following season, Salah say, okay, bye guys. Because he's going to stay there for the stability for 1 year of Arne Slot, and then after 1 year, Arne Slot kind of figure out what he wants to do. That's when Salah say, okay guys, bye. Thank you very much. He's already coming to age. He wants to go and get one last paycheck. He can go to Saudi where that's his home place, right? He can go there, get the last big paycheck, and then retire happily. He's a Liverpool legend already at the end of the day, just like Van Dijk. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for now. Is there any other guys that I'm missing out? Jose, no, Conte. It's gonna be fun to see how Conte and Napoli work because I just see that whole thing blowing up in their faces. It's gonna be hilarious. I don't see the likes of ADL working with Conte. I think both sides are gonna struggle to get what they want, and Conte's gonna throw his toys out the pram. It's gonna be hilarious and watch. So yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty slow news day for the day. I'm expecting June 1st to be the announcement of Enzo Maresca to Chelsea. Some people are saying there's gonna be a last minute twist in the story. I doubt that because the names are coming out of who's joining him in the backroom staffs already. I think this is United bound. Like I say, I'm just gonna look forward. Let's write stories together, Enzo, and let's just do magic together and write beautiful stories. I'm all in with you. All right. So that's you have it for today's episode. Thank you all very much for paying attention to the live stream, and we'll catch you back in a bit. Peace.